Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter Critique, where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today we got a special Fiverr order, because if you click on that link down below, the Fiverr link, you can get your Kickstarter Critique. And the fine people at The Mechanic have asked me to check out their project, which is currently the 217th most popular project in all the tabletop games. 2 to 6 player, compact card game, learn how to play in 3 minutes. Kids mode available, has been known to ... So looking at this main image, it's not very attractive. So 84 playing cards. I don't know, like, I feel like there's probably going to be something that's much more valuable to let people know than 84 playing cards, because that's neither a very large number or a very short number, small number. That's just, like, okay. How many, like, it's just a weird thing to include there. Ages 4+, 2 to 4 players, and then I can't read the bottom part. I might make that circle a little bit bigger. The Kickstarter logo in the corner, unnecessary. And then showing components a lot of the time is great, but these look very generic. It looks like mini basketballs that are different colors in a domino-style game. It doesn't look like the components are going to be something that's going to move the needle for many people. And I don't know what to put on the main image, because I haven't seen the video yet, but I don't feel like that is it. Also, the description, 2 to 6 players, that's nice. Compact card game, learn how to play in 3 minutes. That's a good thing. 3 minutes to learn. Oh, that's what it says. Okay. So it's got 15 backers, $6,000 funding goal. As always, when we go in the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
Come on, come on. It doesn't fit. Easy, Toretto. Seems that somebody else has the piece we need.
The Mechanic is an
take that game
card game for 2 to 6 players. Anyone can learn it in less than 3 minutes.
Even my
So immediately we're getting a lot of redundancy here. Let's go, Sean. We're getting a lot of redundancy here. I think that's the 3rd time that I've mentioned that you could play it in 3 minutes, which I get is something you want to spotlight, but I don't know, like, nothing about this has grabbed me so far. And I think with a game that's probably going to be on the very cheaper end of the side, because it is a compact game, it's got 84 cards, it's smaller, I think maybe price is something we want to lean into a little bit earlier, but I haven't seen the price yet. I'm thinking in my brain.
Emma?
Even you and your friends.
All of them?
It's conveniently compact, so you can take it anywhere.
Let's see if the aliens can beat me.
This game has been known to become addictive. Side effects include
So I really hate this video. At no point have you even told me about what the gameplay is. It's just we're mechanics and someone's got our part, so we're gonna go steal it, and then we're just. It almost feels like a Flash game, so to speak. Which, if you look around the atmosphere of Kickstarter, this is not the type of video that you typically see, and I think for good reason. We've gone the first 50 seconds, I still know nothing about the game, really.
getting to eat, go to the bathroom, or even breathe.
Like, we're going, because here's the thing, we're going for a humorous aspect. This very clearly is trying to get some humor across, but when I saw that main image, I saw nothing but mechanisms. I saw connecting multicolored dominoes, and so the humor, maybe it's going to come across in the artwork, but I don't know. When you showcased me the game, I didn't see any of the artwork. I just saw the little circular things that are colored. So it's very disjointed to me.
But he sleeps until I win a round.
Each card has a combination of 2 gears, 1 on each end. Each player builds their own mechanism by matching the connecting gears by type and color.
So it's like a dominoes.
The goal is to be the first player to play all of their gears.
So it's like dominoes. Without numbers.
It's foolish to think
Or
this
pips.
is an easy game. Frequently, players get confused and play it in kids mode.
Okay, so good. That was actually my impression, that this is a very simple game, dominoes. But you're like, no, there's more to it, which is good. That's what I want to focus on. Because there's tons of games that are very popular that are just classic games with a spin. I think of King Domino, which is a fantastic game. It's just dominoes with some scoring mixed in, a little of this, a little of that. So yeah, hit me with it. But I don't think it should be hitting with me at a minute 23 in, because I feel like for a lot of people, they've already lost interest.
Yes, you can also play in kids mode.
Things get interesting when you don't have a matching gear and have to skip your turn, letting others place their cards on your mechanism, until you get a card that makes you place your own mechanism.
Toretto, that guy is playing on our mechanism. Go get it!
Usually these little puppies are misunderstood. They are only looking
So, if someone plays on my mechanism, is that bad for me, or is that just good for them because it gives it more options where they can play different colors?
for affection and sympathy.
Special engine cards are used to begin the game, but also to split the sequence into two, so players will have the opportunity to play on more than one side of the mechanism, giving them more options to get rid of all their cards.
No, like
Gears
dominoes?
can be
I don't play
arranged
much
in several
dominoes.
ways. So, as the game progresses, players will be able to build different amazing mechanisms.
Hi, I am Estefania.
And I'm Camilo.
We really had a good time creating this new game and we would like to share it with you. One of the things I most like about it is that everybody can play it.
I really love the compact size of the
So once again, everything... So you're doing a personal touch. I always like personal touch. I think it's a good thing. And I definitely... This is honestly... Because it looked a lot bigger in that astronaut's hand. I know you were just doing some animations and whatnot and who's it's. But when it was in the astronaut's hand, it looked... it looked rather large. This is much, much, much smaller. So that's kind of what I'd focus on, especially because this is probably going to have a really good price. I'd be focusing on that a lot more than some of the stuff we have focused on. Not to mention, 248 is a long time to carry a video. I don't feel like there's nearly enough for a 2-minute and 48 video in this game.
game because as you can see in this prototype, you can take it to everywhere. I also love the shape of the cards because it allows to arrange them in different ways to build amazing mechanisms. Please support us on Kickstarter. Thank you.
Only
So, I hate to say this, because I'm getting paid for this video. This feels like one of those games from someone who hasn't played a lot of board games. And that's a really hard sell on Kickstarter. It just is. If you don't have a pre-existing fan base, if you're not a YouTuber, a TikToker, an athlete, something, a comic book illustrated, whatever it is, because a lot of times you'll see that they come to Kickstarter and they bring their audience here. You're not on Board Game Geek right now, which I would currently recommend. I think that's always a good idea. It just makes your game look more credible. It's the world's largest board game database. Like it's not even close. Yeah, it's just that video is not doing it for me. The main description is not doing it for me. So after the video, can you do it? Or do I want it? Not really. It looks like dominoes. I think it's going to be heavily dependent on the price. But honestly, even if it was the price, it looks exactly like dominoes. It looks like a reskin dominoes. And I'm not the most knowledgeable about dominoes. Somebody in the comments, please let me know in the chat. Is there something in dominoes that I'm missing here? Is because I'm pretty sure with dominoes, you could also go like this sometimes. I don't know how because I don't play it. So lawyer, wife, and mother of 4 children. So we got 2 people here. First time project. Yep. So can you do it? After the video, I'm not particularly worried about it because honestly, if they got $6,000, like this is a very small thing to ship because most of the time on the Can You Do It, the thing that screws up most people is not the manufacturing. A lot of times it's the artwork, but it's the shipping because shipping just always costs more than you expect it to most of the time. But with something this small, I'm not necessarily that worried about it. So can you do it? Yeah, I'm not particularly worried about that. Do I want it? Not really. How much is it? I feel like we probably should have already gotten to the price by now. The mechanic. Have you ever been hanging out with friends and can't decide which board game to play? You'd probably end up playing one of the same old games. If you want to try something different, but don't want to waste time understanding complex instructions, you're in the right place. Yeah, this definitely feels like one of those games that from someone who hasn't played a lot of hobby games. Alright, the goal will be the first player to run out of cards. Playing cards. This Mad Dog's a friend. All gear cards have him on the back. So that's just the back of the card. Okay. I would also convert this to inches because majority of the time, most of the people are going to be from the United States of America. For you, I'm going to guess that it's from wherever you were from. No, it's not because I think they're from, I thought it was, what did it say? I thought it said Spain. Yeah. Well, that's also a little bit concerning too. The fact that we only have one backer in Spain, that tells me you're not even getting like a big push from the people around you, like the close people. Like sometimes I'll do big props for companies where I'm like, oh, wow, the number one place is not United States, it's actually France because they're crushing, because France has been crushing it lately. But that pretty much just means you backed it, your partner, the collaborator, I'm going to guess. And so you don't have anyone on Board Game Geek, you don't have any fans, you don't have anybody who's like a domino enthusiast who likes trying all the different variants and spin-offs of dominoes. You don't have that push, because I talk about Kickstarter like it's a boat. In order to get the most out of your boat, you have to have people to push it, and then you have to have people to paddle it. And right now, I don't see anyone pushing your boat, which is why it's the 217th most popular project. And I want that number to really sink in for a lot of people. This is the 217th most popular project in tabletop games. Not in games, You know, because I couldn't find it then. It's probably like 300s. It's 217. There's a lot of competition on Kickstarter, and you have got to bring it more than this is bringing it right now. Because right now, I'm still in my head just saying, it's dominoes. The mechanic. Every game would receive one of these cards at the beginning and will need it to win the game. Okay? To be played at the beginning of the mechanism when the player skips a turn. Okay? Gear cards, engine cards. These are the power of the cards, it's split a mechanism. So that is the thing. So it's a color, but then it also splits it. Okay. I think that's what we need to lean on. I think you need to lean on what is different from this to dominoes. Because I think that is the big thing that you're going to be up against. Of people saying this just looks exactly like dominoes. Mechanisms, components. Solid standard motorcycle. Durable V8 pick. So this is just colors. Like you're focusing on gameplay and you're focusing on artwork, but they're colors, right? It's the colors that are different. Is that the only thing? How to play. Match the ends. I got it. Special engine, yeah, I understood that. Ways to arrange it, yep. How to start. Okay, 6 players. It's cool, it goes up to 6. Something we should spotlight. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did spotlight that. I'd make that a little bit bigger. Stretch goals. We unlock these dark mode edition available. Don't know what that means, so I'm not excited. I'm assuming that means, I don't know what it means. Special edition available. 100% plastic cards. Okay. Who are the creators? We are people, young couple with 4 kids that love bringing people around the table. Risks and challenges, stuff, things. So no shipping information. That's always a half-point grade bump down for me. Just easy. You got to have shipping information. It is crucial. And I know it's not going to be probably that much. Also, you didn't mention your price at all. And I know you're like, well, why don't you just go over here? It's right over here. Well, if you're on iOS or if you're on mobile, which is a huge chunk of the people who are going to be browsing Kickstarter, that is an extra click they have to make. So you are asking them to make an extra click for your game, which up to this point just looks like dominoes with me. Why would I back this game? I don't feel like I saw a reason to back this game at all. And we'll give this a final grade as we always do. But I just don't see it. So $16, I think that's what you have to focus on. 100, only 100. Okay, so they have an early bird. They're trying to move that across the needle. If they got that, they would be at what, $1,600? That's the other thing. I feel like you're definitely going to want it to $6,000. I don't know. Like, it's not much. But when I see what this game is and how tiny this game is, maybe you shop around for manufacturers. Or maybe you settle on the fact that you're going to have to do a smaller print run. I think that might also definitely be the case. Because I feel like this is going to be one that's going to be really hard to get $6,000 without something. And I don't see that thing. Typically, you know, I always critique and comment on the main image of a video. And I say, you know, I feel like there's something better that should be on there. I don't know what I'd put on here. Because the game doesn't really have any distinguishing features that I say, that's it. That's the thing that's going to get people coming to this game. Even the price itself, $16. That doesn't seem great, especially, and maybe that's with shipping baked in. Did you mention shipping at all? Did we just go, okay. Printers are shipping, it's in risks and challenges. Nobody looks down there. So yeah, you got to have shipping. You got to have some sort of shipping information because once again, you got to convince Kickstarter backers 3 things. Can I do it? Do you want it? And then how much is it? I flipped 2 of those. And then the final game is going to be $19. And that's not a great price, especially not factoring in shipping. Like, if it was $19 for a tuck box, I'd be like, that's not a great price either. Now, granted, this has more cards, but the cards you're getting are all the same, it looks like. Then we get 2 of them, 4 of them. Okay. So here's honestly my best bet. So this is the point where this is probably not going to fund. Like, that's just realistic without an angel investor. You just pumping it up in there. It's not going to happen. I think what you need to do is you need to talk to your artist, whoever that may be, and you need to have special pledge levels that are, you know, get your face in the game somehow. Maybe there's, so let's see, it goes up to 6 players. Everyone receive one of these mechanic cards. Maybe there's 6 custom mechanics cards, and that costs you, you know, $100, but you're in there. That's going to be $600. That's 10%. You know, you're still going to be well off. And I'm saying, I think you need to have some sort of pledge level where people are going to be able to put themselves in the game. I'll give you, well, there's only 1 dog, unfortunately. But I was going to say, if you give people the option to put their pets in games, they will go nuts for this. But yeah. Man, let's check out the FAQ updates, comments. No questions. What's different from Dominoes? Where's a gameplay video? Where's a how to play video? Where's the rule booklet? Where's a preview? And I know it's an incredibly simple game, but these are things people expect. They just expect it. Right now, this looks like a dog and pony show. It looks like you're just someone completely from the outside who's just like, I got this great idea, and we see this idea, and we're like, that looks like dominoes. And then you don't have shipping information. And you have a Kickstarter video that, for a lot of it, is just you focusing on humor, despite the fact, thematically, this looks like a very, very mechanical game. Nothing about this looks humorous at all. Not one single thing, gameplay-wise, looks humorous about this. There's a butt crack on a card. Is that it? Is that the one thing? I think that was the wrong way to pivot. I think with this one, we got to be in and out. We got to have some sort of catch to get people's money, and I don't know what it is, to be honest. Why is this game not listed on BGG? Yeah, there we go. Would be easier to get buzz going. They tend to log. Yeah, thank you for the advice. And so that's just one of those things. It's kind of expected you to know that, and it looks bad. It does. I got the submit game list request, now waiting for the administrator. Is the Mexican train with a different theme, or is there any difference? Thanks for your question. The game's mechanic is similar to the Mexican train. We created different types of variables to obtain more combinations compared to Domino, so it allows the game to be more fluid, easier to play for kids. Different types of variables. What does that mean? Is that because this is a small gear and small gears can only connect to small gears? Because that's just like saying it's a 2, so a 2 can only connect to 2. I don't know. It just looks a lot like dominoes. And I think that's going to be really hard for people to shake. So final grade for this one. Do I want it? No, not really. The price doesn't seem great. It looks exactly like dominoes. It doesn't seem to do anything unique or distinct or different. And I'm a sucker for small games. I got an entire drawer over there that's nothing but small games. I am 10 times more likely to keep your tiny game than a big game, just because I love the novelty of having tiny games. So I am the market here. I'm the bread and butter. I got kids. I was a preschool teacher. I love this type of thing. But do I want it? Not really. Just no. Just no. Can you do it? I don't get that vibe. You don't have the shipping information, no rule booklet, no gameplay. Just set up a phone. Go get yourself a little tripod off Amazon, set it up, play it with your kids, and put that on there so then I could at least see. And then how much is it? It doesn't seem like a great price for what I'm getting, and I only have half of the price I need. Here's the thing. Maybe the shipping's baked in. If that's it, then that's what we put on the main image, I think. We say free shipping. That moves the needle. That gets people clicking. But other than that, I just don't see, and this just, it looks, even there, it just looks like dominoes. So I feel like that's the big thing. So final grade, do I want it? No. Can you do it? I don't feel the most comfortable, despite the fact it is a smaller game. How much is it? It doesn't feel like a great price. And maybe that's because there is free shipping, and you didn't mention it, but that's super crucial and important to mention. Here's what I always do before I give a bad grade out. I'm trying to think of what I do like about this project. There's no fear of missing out. The stretch goals don't really inspire me in any way, shape, or form. The gameplay doesn't really inspire me. The price is not great. I mean, you have this. These are all like good. Like, oh, this is how you play the game. That's nice stuff. But that's just rule booklet stuff. The sense of humor doesn't come across for what looks like a really mechanical game, and I think this is an F, unfortunately. So, final grade for The Mechanic, all new card game for everybody, is F. But if it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below. And if you're interested in having your Kickstarter critique, be sure to click on that Fiverr link down below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.